Raising your elevation doesn't change how far you can see.
What the hell did you just say?
Raising your elevation doesn't change how far you can see. Raising your elevation doesn't change how far you can see.
Hey guys, how's it going out there? Great to be back. I'm lying. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Let's see who's on the panel. Haven't looked there for a couple minutes. We have the beautiful Betty Van Velsen on tap.
Yep.
Yep,
That's
we do.
Present. And
Who else?
accounted for.
Who else we got?
Oh, we got Adam.
I'm here on the bottle.
The bubble? The bubble or the bottle?
The bottle.
The bottle, sir. Excuse my enunciation.
Which bottle is that?
It's a Pinot Gris tonight. Barber from New Zealand.
Do you put it in a glass or is it straight from the bottle?
Tend to just put a teat on the top of the bottle. Yeah, a glass.
That's so bad.
Wait a
You
second.
guys go from one of the bottles to the other, right? The baby bottles to right straight on to.
Did he say he puts a teat on the bottle?
Jeez, John, are you late to the show?
I was just trying to process that. I didn't know what he said. I thought it was something else, and then I said, "Wait a second." Well, you can't.
Tone of Vincent.
You can milk anything with teats.
Jeez. Can I do it with milk?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to get any better than that. Have a good one, folks.
Well, we got Neil here, so it can still be better.
Hey, we have Silver Umbrella out there also. Haven't seen her in a while. How's it going?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yes.
Yeah, I just seen her pop up. I was paying attention to chat this time.
Yeah. That's why you're so distracted, huh?
Ute, what's up out there? Yep, paying attention to chat a little bit. Yeah, sometimes I'm going to do that every now and again. Not usually, though. All right.
So, you've been away for a week. What happened?
I went on a once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why? Because Montana's still there, right?
Montana, boy, Montana. Big sky. Big sky country.
How was it?
Say again?
How was it?
How do you think?
Well, considering I can't find the place that
Yeah, you're breaking up again.
costs that much over there, so it has to be like this exclusive. Great.
Neil, your mic's a train wreck, dude.
Yeah, where is he at?
I'm driving.
As
Oh.
usual.
That new guy is never standing still. He's always doing something.
He's
huh?
always on the move. That's okay. It
Yeah.
just wreaks havoc with the sound.
He's on his way.
It's weird that, isn't it? Like, somebody who's
How
always
about
driving who lays floors for a living.
Hmm. Are they flat?
I think he would pride himself on that, wouldn't
I would hope so.
I've got a question for you. That huge trip, I was privileged enough to see a couple of videos, pictures of like how glorious the lodge was. That was like absolutely stunning.
Yeah, that cabin where they stayed at, that was nice, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to show it here in a few minutes. We're going to go over a couple photos that I picked out. Yeah, we'll go over. We'll
Nice.
show everyone those. Yeah.
I had one question. To the guy, and it's just to start on the private jet. Was did you get up front? And I know you were on a. I asked to behave how I'm asked to behave when in public company, which isn't to go flat smacking the crap out of everyone. I wonder if you got up there front there and had a good nosy as well. And
I did the opposite. That was the first time I ever flown on a private jet, and it was just an outrageous experience. I'm definitely spoiled now, number one. Number two, I left the flat Earth on the ground. I didn't want to, go up, and the pilots were really nice. I didn't want to, go up and start talking flat Earth and Coriolis effect. I just didn't feel motivated to do that. I wanted to leave it behind, right? And just try to enjoy my family and the vacation. So, but my daughter, she went up there for about an hour talking to those guys when they were flying, right? Oh, by the way, we were talking about that. I forgot to bring that up, Betty. Remember we were talking about that I was just speculating that private jets, they have their own lane to fly in, right? Remember we talked about that before I left, and I thought that it was at a lower level. It's not.
It's not?
No. In fact, it's higher. So we were at 41,000 feet.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, it had all the elevation data, how long the trip is going to be, how many miles out, how fast we were traveling, right there on a screen that was facing us. So it wasn't in the cockpit. It was outside in where we were at. And we could see exactly, our altitude, everything. So, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that amazes me that that's the case, right?
Yeah.
You would think that they might not be higher because, or maybe they can sort of pressurize that cabin better than a bigger plane, maybe?
Listen, I don't know. All I know, we were screaming about 450 miles an hour at 40 to 41,000 feet, and it was smoother than a baby's bottom the whole way. It was it's just, and then on the way back, we had to fly commercially. That was a nightmare, but I mean, that just builds character on the trip. It's just part of the trip.
So how many people are able to go into that jet then?
There was the two pilots, or the pilot and the co-pilot, and then 7 of us.
Yeah, but could there be more in there, or is that the limit?
You could probably fit a couple more in that particular jet. We did hit a bird when we were flying out of here. Yeah, I didn't see it because it was on the other side, but when we got off the plane in Montana, there was a big red splotch on the wing.
Yikes.
I said, sir, what is that, like paint? Because I knew it wasn't. He goes, no, we ran into a flock of birds on takeoff out of Missouri here. Yeah, one didn't make it.
Well, it can be dangerous too. I mean, if it clogs up the engines and stuff.
Yeah, if you
right?
get a whole flock of, big seagulls and stuff, yeah, it probably will. I think they
Yeah,
they
geese.
have deterrents for that ever since remember when that plane, I think it was in New York, right? Was it in New York that got hit with a bunch of birds and it went down? Ever since that
Hmm.
event. Now, I'm just speculating. I don't know that. I don't know that for sure, and I didn't ask him.
Maybe Neil knows because he's a New Yorker.
Yep. So that was unique. Adam, I didn't get into it. Go ahead, Neil.
You don't talk about plane crashes when you're up in the air, that's for sure.
No, you don't. So,
Yeah.
so to answer your question, Adam, only on one occasion, I think it was late Tuesday night, that my brother and I were discussing, I can't even remember the topic it was, and then gas pressure without a container came up. That's the only time that I ever brought it up. So and that was only just for a short period. I mean, that's a short discussion to begin with. So that was the only time. I didn't bring it up with the staff, with the family. They know where I stand. In fact, my nephew was already a flat earther. He goes, towards the end of the vacation, we were sitting in the living room, and I was looking and he goes, "What you looking at?" And he goes, "Yeah, I already know that." So we already had one already with me. I didn't have to do any convincing with him. He already knew. He says, "Duh." Yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know if my sister knows that about it. I didn't say anything to her.
So what were you looking at then when you said, "Hey, I know all about that"?
I think I was checking up on one of my videos to see if it ran.
Oh. So is he looking at your stuff also then?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't promote it. I didn't talk anything about the channel, website, anything, nothing like that. I didn't bring it up. It was only, a couple short little pieces here and there, and that was it.
Talking about the website, we got Davey in the chat here now.
Davey, you haven't seen him in a coon's age.
Yeah. Where is he at, huh?
I thought he was kidnapped.
Well, isn't he on Hawaii now?
Yeah, he lives in Hawaii now. Yep.
Mm. Yeah.
So I think there's time problems. I'm trying to give him excuses. So and I know he's plenty busy in Hawaii. I can definitely say that. Although I'm not the beach type of person, I'm more of a mountain type of person. Ergo, Montana. That wasn't my idea, though. I just fell into that one.
Well, aren't those in Montana more hills than other sort?
Yeah, you're in the Rockies.
Yeah, but the hills, not mountains.
Well, there's a lot of mountains and very high rolling hills where we were at.
Yeah, with these pine trees.
Yeah, we'll get to those here in a couple minutes. Yep, it's absolutely beautiful. And I got in touch with my brother yesterday. It was either yesterday or day before, the day after we got back, and he goes, "I'm tired of making my own food." Yeah, because it was that grand, folks. We didn't have to lift a finger to do anything except all the activities. A lot of ranges, rifle ranges. I mean, actual ranges, like the military has, but I don't want to say they're better, but just more relaxed. Rifle ranges, pistol ranges. They had horseback riding, fly fishing. My ultimate favorite of the whole trip, archery. I wasn't anticipating that. It's just the way it happened. Right? I love it.
Well, that was the first time that you took on archery? Yeah.
Yes, that was the first time.
What do you use, crossbow or the other one?
Compound bow. Yeah, compound bow. Crossbow? No.
Shoot. Get out. That's French. Not having it. Proper longbow. You don't have cheap French mechanisms. That's a cheap French cheating way of firing arrows. Yeah. Have a
I think it was
Oh,
because it was.
I'm with you, John.
I think it was because it was so new. I've never done it before, and I've always, I enjoyed, the rifle ranges and the pistol ranges and the skeet range. Oh, by the way, it just a pro tip: whenever you do a skeet range, don't do a rifle range the day before and fire 150 rounds out of a 308. I wouldn't suggest that. Just pro tip. So, but we got lucky. I mean, sort of, I don't want to say lucky. We were on the skeet range, and like I said, we just did the rifle range before, and they had a few choices: 410, 20 gauge, 12 gauge. I said the 410, that's a pea shooter. I don't need to deal with that. I'm not shooting that 12 gauge. You can forget that because my shoulder, you're gonna blow my arm off. I'll take the 20 gauge. So a couple people had fired before me. And I got up there, and I haven't shot skeet. I mean, this is like more or less professional. They had actual machines and stuff that would shoot them out from every which way. We do the sort of the trailer trash one where you have the skeet on the little handle, and you have your buddy throw it. Yeah, it wasn't like that. But anyway, after I got done shooting, I think I shot about 5 rounds. Somebody noticed a bighorn sheep up on top of the hill, right? So when the guide saw that, he shut the range down because there's a problem with the bighorn sheep because if you shoot one, even though it was far away, I have some issues with this, but I can understand the concept. He shut it down because if you do shoot one of those bighorn sheep, it's $30,000 fine and 10 years in prison. So I can understand from that capacity that, the ranch doesn't want to get into any of that. But we were shooting shotguns and all that would probably be hitting them. Unless they come down onto the range, no one's going to shoot them, for goodness sakes. But they were a good 300 meters, maybe more, 300 to 500 meters away. But they still shut it down. Shut down that range, but that's okay. We were almost to the pivot point of going to the pistol range, and that would have been the second time for me anyway, so we were loving it. And the girls...
Aren't the sheep afraid of these gunshots then, that they might sort of
go? No, they're pretty much used to it because that's the range they have.
Allow for Coriolis?
Say again? How does Coriolis fit into this? With bighorn, please. I need to know how Coriolis.
When they were shooting, was it calculating with Coriolis?
OMG, dude. Great discussion. But anyway, we had to shut down that range, and then we went to the pistol range, and the other guys that were at the pistol range come on over to the skeet range, and we were firing. We didn't stop shooting over there. But what they tried to do, one of my brothers, went up on top of the range, tried to scare him away so they could shoot. So he got pretty close to, relatively close to one. And I don't know if I have any pictures of that one. Maybe I'll have to scare one up. Go ahead and remind me about that. I don't think I saved one. But after a while, about 20 minutes or so, they got commenced their shooting. But that was a pretty cool experience.
QE.
Yep.
What's up, man? It's Davey.
Hey, what's up, Davey?
What's going on, everyone?
Nothing. Just hanging out, man.
Dude, I had to bring up this black swan that you told me about, like, when I first started talking to you, like, 2 years ago, maybe? The sunset, dude. So basically, the distance to the geometric horizon at a 6-foot observer height is supposed to be 3 miles. Right?
It's something like that. Yep.
The top of the ball. Well, if the sun is in the center of their solar system, that sun, you're supposed to be falling backwards. So out here on Oahu, I can see the sun get obstructed behind the horizon, but further than Kauai, which is 108 miles away. And I could see Kauai. You can see
I know. I've been on Oahu. You could see Kauai on certain days. Yep.
So then that's the ultimate black swan because it destroys their radius. The sun should be getting obstructed only 3 miles in front of you if you're at a 6 foot height. Even if we gave them 10 miles.
Yep.
That doesn't happen in reality.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Yes.
That one we should be using like all day long because it immediately debunks the ball. Because what do most people say? Oh, the sunsets are the proof that we're on a ball, right? Well, how big is your ball? You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. That's what the original Black Swan is telling you, period. Right? So it doesn't matter. You can use that one or any other one. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, either the ball is much bigger than they told us, or you're just not on a ball.
Yeah, you can't. They can't do that. They can't change your story midstream. No, no. There's no changes of the stories.
Nothing works. Nothing works if you change the size.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Moon is. You can go to fish to the moon.
Go fish on the moon.
Yeah, if with that radius 10 times bigger.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but there's no way. You ain't fly fishing on the moon, man.
You can fish from the moon to the, let's say, you go to the moon and fish on the air, because on the moon it's no water. Yeah.
Outrageous. Who's that, Brian Leakey? You on this show? What the heck are you doing here? What's up?
I thought I was suppressed. I was just listening, man. I had a couple things to bring to the table here shortly.
Suppressed.
Enjoying
You
the
better,
show, man.
Suppressed. You better. No, you weren't suppressed. You're just, anyone that enters got to be on mute, man. We got to protect ourselves. I just noticed you in here, so.
I understand. Thanks for noticing, brother.
Yeah. Cool.
Brian did a nice video. Well, I saw today on relative density and vacuums and buoyancy.
Who?
I've yet to get to
Flatsoid
the
did.
end, Brian. I saw a bit of it. Yeah. Was it you?
Flatsoid did it, or Brian?
Brian, I think.
I think it might have been Flatsoid. I think it might be Flatsoid because he likes to get real close to when I go on.
Nah. What was Brian? Are you there?
No.
Yeah, I'm all ears now, buddy. I'm all ears.
Did you not do a video? Post a video today on?
Yeah, I did. And actually, me and Flatsoid posted a video about almost the same time, ironically, about the same subject. Yeah, I did. I was just delving into some of the things we don't talk about much. Like we talk about gas and containment, but, we don't talk much about what it would take to contain vacuums. And to me, that's even a stronger subject. But yeah, I'm glad you've seen it.
I got confused. I thought you were talking about the other Brian, not this. We need to start having some name changes, man.
There's a lot of Brian's, man. Shout out to Brian's Logic. Definitely shout out to Brian's Logic if you're listening, because that video he did on perspective was, man, that was good all the way to the end. Kept getting better and better.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm going to have to check that out. I didn't catch up to that just yet.
One of them gems, that, we all have our moments, but man, that's a shout out, man. Big time. Awesome video. I learned a lot. Shit right in front of your face that you never really pay attention, to some things are just right there in front of our face. And he did a great job of pointing it out.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to check that out.
So real quick, my video was about the vacuum chambers, because I got to thinking, I don't know if y'all have ever asked yourself, would it float? Should a vacuum chamber float? Would it, and does it float?
Would a whole vacuum chamber float?
Yeah, not a big one, but like the acrylic ones. We know acrylic sinks, and like of course the metal valves on the tanks, they sink. And so I was gonna put mine back together and check it out, but I was like, yeah, let me look it up and see if somebody's done this yet. So I looked it up, and sure enough, Action Lab. He first video on the list, and sure enough he went down to what he called a full vacuum, which is lightning just struck. But I'm telling the truth. Yeah, you heard that, buddy? But anyway,
yeah, we all heard
it. He pulls a vacuum, right? Now, and he puts it in there, and sure enough, it floated. I mean, it floated better than if it was full of air. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be about the same? I understand that it's buoyancy says that it's the volume of the water displaced, but also the density of the medium. And it'd be the same as like if we took the walls of the acrylic chamber and just kind of smashed them together. You'd lose some space because of the volume, right? But the acrylic would sink, especially with the metal valves attached to them.
Oh.
But sure enough, it floated. And he demonstrated. He said that he's saying we should expect it to float because the vacuum is how do I want to say this? He said the vacuum is lighter than the air in there. And I'm thinking exactly. The vacuum is lighter than the air, which also lends credence to our, how we talk about the helium balloons in a vacuum. Well, they sink, when you pull a vacuum, when you got to get down to a pretty good vacuum for them to finally barely drop down. And I raised 2 points on that. I'm like, A, the helium balloon, he had to put duct tape on it for one. It barely dropped. And B, he had to use one of them water balloons that are really, really tough and really small because the helium, of course, wanted to fill the available space in the vacuum chamber. But it was so tough of a balloon, it did eventually pop, but it did manage to trickle down to the bottom before that. But don't they tell us that the balloon in a vacuum, like the bowling ball and the feather, is supposed to fall at the same rate as like a lead ball?
Yeah,
okay,
see,
you know what I'm saying?
I think you're getting mixed up.
Gold mines.
Yeah, I think you get mixed up. The balloon isn't the issue. It's when you pop that balloon, what does the helium do?
It filled the container.
Yeah.
And there's so many points in this video, QE. I mean, it goes even further than that. Like why is the balloon floating at half an atmosphere, at 2/10 of an atmosphere? Is the helium at the bottom of the tank? No, we know that the helium fills the space. So it's just a good video. Thank you for pointing that out, Adam.
Yep, I'll try to catch up with that when I get a chance. I'm just a bit behind on many things. So that's my excuse. I've been gone for too long.
A good kind of gone, man. I was listening to you talking about being on that private jet, man. I'm jealous, man. That was a treat to listen to.
That was
man.
the first. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever been on one. It wasn't any of my doing. I didn't spend a dime the whole trip, so don't think I'm Mr. Moneybags, because I'm not.
I understand, man. I definitely understand. See, like I'm a Florida boy, and I grew up here on the waters and everything, and then I got a couple family members up there toward the mountains, and they like to come down here where it's flat, and over here and see the water and the ocean, rivers, and all that, and the swamp. Where us on vacation, we like to go up to the mountains, so it's grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Oh, 1 second.
Listen, when you got money, I don't want to hear people say money doesn't make you happy. Let me have a shot, and I'll tell you how I feel.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, you got a chat, by the way. Talking about money.
Did everybody see? Oh my God, QB! Oh my God! If you were gone this weekend, do yourself a favor and watch Austin Whitsitt and Kai Toon and Carissa. I mean, pure mutt.
You talking
I
about?
almost put out.
Who are you talking about? McBooger Eater?
Yeah, he's a good debater because he keeps all the bullshit. I mean, as far as all the bullshit, he keeps it all stacked right in front of him. So he's got a BS response for anything you say, just about. But they tongue-tied his ass. Kai tongue-tied him on the difference between correlation and causation. She tongue-tied him and shut him up for the rest of the debate, man. You got to watch it.
Yeah, I got to. I don't even know why McBooger Eater's still out here. It's tantamount to him coming out here after the signature numpty clip. Him coming out here is tantamount to the chairman of PETA showing up for work the next day after he was videotaped live clubbing baby seals with a nail spike 44-inch Louisville Slugger.
I'm telling you. Oh man, I've heard of Kai a couple times, but man, she came on
Well, yeah,
strong.
I'm not talking about Kai. I'm talking about McBooger Eater. What's he doing out here? He's just whistled past the graveyard. You think nothing happened? You numpty. You bet. I don't know what you're doing, brother, but you're delusional. Anyone listens to that, they're just going to laugh at you. So you're finished.
Chewy, they close their ears, they close their eyes to everything. The black swan, they just walk around, la, 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 la. I'm telling you, there's mental problems.
You're telling me.
Talking about mental problems, I tried to get a super chat out.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead, Betty.
But there seems to be a lack of understanding that I do that sometimes.
Go on.
Yeah. Oh, we got one from Sasha, Unitox Fame, who says, Betty, kick them all and then ticket $2. So maybe I might do that.
Kick them all and ticket $2? The heck does that mean?
Well, he posted $2.
That means if you want to be on Discord, you need to pay.
Jeez.
That's a good idea, by the way. How can I make that work?
Yeah, how can you make it work on the Discord?
Must be a way.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Well, let's see what we got here. Let's go through some vacation pics, man. If I got this cooked up. Yeah, I think I got this. Huh.
None of you in a hot tub, is there?
Say again?
There's none of you in a hot tub, is there?
No, I didn't go in the hot tub. Don't know.
Carry on then.
Yeah. There's none of me in the hot tub because I didn't get in it.
Well, he didn't. Someone else did.
But yeah, the girls all got in the hot tub, obviously.
Yeah, there was one, right?
There was one what? A hot tub?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the subject, what we were talking about.
Yes.
Remember?
I thought you were talking about the girls. There was more than one. There was two.
We talked about the hot tub first. That was the hot topic.
All right. Here we go.
Well, before you do, Nathan's arrived and says you can begin now. Anyway,
Oh, thank you. So, okay, yeah, and I was going to begin here. So, this is QE's vacation. So, but with the private jet up to Montana, right? We arrived at, obviously, this is 5-star ranch up there in Montana, and this is what we arrived to. Absolutely gorgeous, man. What a beautiful spot. What a beautiful place to stay. Everything smelled like pine and cedar. Even all my clothes, the clothes that I didn't get to wear, I put them all in their closets and in the dressers. Then I packed them up, brought them home. I could still smell the place, right? Because it just gets in your clothes. It's a great smell. But this is absolutely gorgeous, folks. My mouth dropped. What else we got here?
reminds me of the Waltons.
The Waltons.
It's just like
the Waltons that just hit the lottery.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Jim Bob had that kind of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
what I mean that is, it's very idyllic, John. It's a really beautiful kind of picture postcard, chocolate box kind of picture, isn't it?
yeah, it forces you. This is one of the other, because you learn everything, even though I'm getting old, dogs do learn some new tricks. I haven't been in an environment like this in many, many years, but it forces you to, how would you want to say it? Close your mouth and just listen. Be still, right? That's what it forces you to. I love that part of it. Because, once you get away, because there's plenty of chances for you to get away from others. Real easy. Just start walking. You can just go off in your own direction, man. There's no constraints. So I did that a couple times. This is one of those times I went down to the Rock Creek. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And the sound of running water is also very nice.
Yes. I got some videos, but I'm not going to go through any videos here.
Sure.
Let's see what we got. So this is...
So what are we looking at? A creek?
You were looking at a creek. I just changed it.
Oh.
You're just a little bit behind, so I'll wait a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm. Couple of minutes.
No, it won't be a couple minutes.
What's the next photo then? Oh, then now I see it.
Absolutely gorgeous. This was close to the I was standing the opposite direction of the rifle range. I just turned around and I said, "Oh, goodness gracious." Right? So that it's just breathtaking, man. Clean air.
You can even see mountains behind those mountains or these hills, right?
Yeah, the highest mountains in this part of the Rockies were 10,500 feet. They were real close to where we were at. They're not like the 14ers in Colorado. So the highest one was 10, which is pretty darn high.
So you think that you can walk up there and it seems, well, not that far, right?
Right.
But you will be surprised. When
Yes, you will be. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous.
You can see by the size of the trees, right? Because they might be a little higher than we think.
Yep. Oh, back to the creek. This is pretty close to the same picture before, so. Yep. Plenty of fish in here, mainly cutthroat trout. I think they have another one that's native to the Rockies. It's Rocky Mountain whitefish. One of the family friends caught it. And they have a couple hybrids that, yeah, I forget what they call them. They're part of the trout family, a couple hybrids. My brother caught one. It's like a 1 in 100 shot, but he did catch one.
A hybrid?
Yeah, it's a hybrid trout. I didn't get the full story. I wasn't all that interested. Right. I just like hanging out by the creek. Hey, I hear a cat in the background. What's up?
I'm sorry. She's kind of talkative today.
Keep it down.
Well, that's a sassy cat, man.
Yeah, I give her a sassy
Have
cat.
a wording.
All right, let me make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, how you like that, folks?
So, what are these buildings behind there? Then, what would we see?
I'm on to the next photo.
Oh my goodness gracious!
The buildings behind there. There's a couple small pavilions where you could just sit there and do your thing. And off to the right was the Rod and Gun Club. All activities were administrated out of that building over there to the right. By the way, they had a big keg in there of this special IPA strawberry beer. Just a keg. I walked in. I said, "Is that a keg?" You know, you could just go over and pour your own draft. I said, I like where their mind's at. So, yeah, so I just moseyed on over there. I was down at the Rod and Gun Club a few times. Of course, there was strict rules against, you couldn't be drinking before any of the ranges. Archery, pistol, rifle, for obvious reasons. So you couldn't do any drinking before that. But when you came back, well, there you go. No bartender, no anything. It's just sitting there. Just walk over, glasses everywhere. Just pour your own draft, and there you go. Right? So this is absolutely gorgeous, folks. Right? Not too much to say about that.
Where are these pictures?
They're on YouTube, on the live stream.
Oh, okay.
That's a little bit difficult in the car to see.
Hi, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
So who's the girl in the picture?
Oh, I'm on to the next picture.
Unbelievable.
Are we gonna keep doing this?
Yeah. Apparently, because I'm still behind.
The girl in the picture is my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. Abby, she loved it. She thrived. In fact, I'm shocked that she even came back with us. That's how impressed she was.
It's a beautiful countryside. Yes.
I loved it. This is right behind our cabin, so it's just right behind the cabin. Boom, up you go. Bighorn sheep, elk, moose. I didn't ask about the bear. I don't think they have too many bear around there because no one mentioned anything. Yeah, I should have asked, but I didn't. Because that was my first question on my mind going up. I didn't want to become bear scat, so. But it didn't even pop into my mind to be honest with you. There were certain times we were so busy because what we did before we went up, you had to sign because they had like 50 or 60 events, and what you did was you checked off the events that you wanted to take part in, right? So we were not constantly, but pretty busy the whole time, doing different things, horseback riding, and you could go your own direction, right? You could go whatever direction you wanted. And in fact, if you decided, well, this time I didn't want to do horseback riding, I wanted to go fly fishing, well, you could do that. Just go to the Rod and Gun Club and say, hey, can you fit me in here? And they'll do their best. The staff was outstanding. It was just, I just can't say enough about it. I never experienced anything like this. Right? Beautiful. This is absolutely gorgeous. Just breathtaking. When we first got there was some smoke because there were a lot of wildfires in northern and central Montana. And we were down towards the south a little bit, so they didn't impact us. We had a little bit of smoke when we first got here, and this is one of the times. And you can see it's just a little bit of haze, but the last 3 days it all cleared up. It was crystal. You couldn't smell it, by the way. Oh, went too big that time. What's the next? I don't even know what the next one is. I was on the archery range feeling my oats, and I sat down, and then I turned my head, and I looked this way, and this is what I got. I said, oh, brother. That's I gotta take that. I'll leave it up for a couple minutes till you guys get there.
Huey, you live in Louisiana, don't you?
I don't live in no Louisiana.
My bad.
No, I did live in Louisiana many, many years ago, but now I'm here in Missouri. Home of the Missouri boat ride.
That's it, the show me state.
That's right. You're going to have to show me. I'm not from here, but you're going to have to show me now. I've been here long enough. So this is absolutely gorgeous, folks. Unbelievable.
How long did it take y'all to get from where did you leave Missouri to Montana? So how long that flight take?
I think it was 3.5 hours.
Because I think it's Level Earth Observer did a video and pointed out. I think he was mentioning the Blackbird, the SR-71, and the pilot said that he could see the whole of the Rocky Mountains from Missouri. He could see the coast of the United States all the way down to Southern California. And but I think they said he was flying at about 60,000 feet. But I guess up there it probably depends a lot on the clouds. But to hear from that pilot, I mean, he gave the game away. A lot of them gems they pull are from before the anti-flat earthers came on the show and started, started narrating everything. But to see the entire the whole of the Rocky Mountains, that's proof of a flat Earth in itself, ain't it?
I'd have to check into it, see how high he was and where he was exactly at to check it. I really don't have to do that because I already know it's flat. See,
That's
See,
funny. You said right when you heard gas pressure, right
Yep.
when you started thinking about the second law of thermodynamics, and something clicked. That's cool, man.
yeah. Oh, I immediately knew. Yeah, I was a flat earther in less than a Planck time. No question.
I think all of us deep down had something that was itching at us, man. Like this don't make it. Like my whole life, I never even thought about flat Earth, and I just always wondered though, how are rockets working out there in a vacuum? And they made a story, you know, they said something about the slingshot, how they slingshot and all this shit in them movies, in them shows, and I was like, okay, well that makes sense. Since they can't steer, they get the power they need circling in the atmosphere, and then they slingshot to get a direction. So that had me sold for a few years, but then they started talking about all these other trips and all these robots and probes and shit, and I just never could buy it. So when I heard about the flat Earth, I was like, you know, it's worth looking into. And then I watched the Nathan Oakley show and heard Brenda and Rumpus, and I was sold automatically just hearing their dumbasses. I'm like, I'm on board.
Yeah. Very true. We got horses, man.
Thanks, Brenda and Rumpus. Appreciate that.
Hey, Chocolate, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, brother?
Yo, we're in Montana, man.
Where, what?
We're in Montana right now. We got horses.
We got
Whoa!
horses in Montana?
Yeah,
All right.
the boatload of them.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Just going through some photos on the live stream, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I went on vacation up in Montana. I know you got here late, but in case you didn't know.
Ah, okay. How was it?
Shockingly unbelievable.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
By the way, John, someone in the chat says that in Montana it has both black and grizzly bears.
Not in the area I was at.
Okay, well, mostly in the western part. I saw in the.
Oh, in the western part. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Yep.
But they seem to roam in more the other areas where they've never been, so you have to be careful still.
Well, they have mountain lions here too, but they usually see these ranches. This ranch has been here for a long time. They're used to. I mean, there's firing all the time. They would be pretty hesitant every once in a while because one of the guides did tell me that he's seen a few mountain lions. So you have to be careful, right? The worst one is the moose. When they have their calves with them, look out, right? You don't want to be anywhere near that moose with their calves. They will stomp you and gouge you. They're probably meaner than a damn grizzly bear. But to get back on topic, you see these three in here? These are Belgians, right? And they're the prettiest, the biggest, and the strongest, and they know it, right? And all the other horses know it too. They have a pretty cool social structure that I was unaware of, right? That one of the ranchers was talking about to us. So, but I just love their beauty.
Yep.
And this is, I turned around as you can see, there's some targets right here. This is the rifle range. It goes out to 600 yards. There's a 600-yard target. You can't see it on here. I can't even see it. I couldn't see it when I was on the range till I scoped it. So it's right there, right where the tip of my mouse is, right in that area. 600 yards. Yes, sir. And it had targets in between there up to 600 yards. It was a blast. Literally. I had a couple shots with it at less caliber rifles, but once we said, the heck with this, because you had to aim above the 600 yard about 2 feet. Even with an AR platforms, you'd have to aim a little higher. I did hit it with the AR platform, but it took a couple shots. You had to get it, where we could see it. Another problem is there's not a whole lot of dust out there, so it was hard to see where the rounds were hitting, so it took us a little extra time. With the AR platforms, not with the 308. Not with that cannon. Yeah, it was right on the button. Yeah. So that was a blast, like I said. But this is absolutely gorgeous. And this is at the end of the ranch, their range limits. But gorgeous. Oh, maybe we could see it. Let's get a little closer in here. Can I go any further? No, just too far. And let's see if anyone else knows. What type of fence is this? Does anyone know? I noticed it right off the bat when we were getting around this ranch, but it was on other ranches too. And I said, you know, I haven't seen too many fences that look like that. What's that called? I'll wait for a couple seconds because I just pulled it up. And I can't check chat, so. What type of fence is
no
this?
idea.
Barbed wire.
It's barbed wire. It's not barbed wire. This is wood, man. Anyone?
Somebody said a split rail fence.
It's. I thought that, and I was going to say it, but it's not. They have a specific name for it. Maybe that is the colloquial name or the technical name, not the colloquial name. Obvious, it's split rail. Anyone? Anyone out there in YouTube chat know what it is?
Not yet.
I'd take a putting like a wigwam fence or something like that.
It's a wigwam. Is that technical name for that?
Just trying to get in that kind of Native American vibe.
I wanted to give everyone a chance at it. See if they can get it.
Is that right?
No.
Oh, thank God for that.
Okay, I'll give it to you. No one's got it out there in chat, Betty?
Nope.
Jack-legged. Everyone get that? This is a jack-legged fence. That's what they call these. Jack-legged.
Why are they made that way? Is there a specific reason for it?
You know what? I didn't ask him.
Is that the cousin of Jack Yard?
Jack-em yard, jack-legged jagoffs. You're going to hear some more jack-legged. I took some liberties with the jack-legged while I was there. I'm not ready to release him yet. I think it's very difficult. I think it's very difficult for cattle or anything to get at because it's like an obstacle.
How tall? How high is it?
It's about 5 or 6 feet right in here.
Oh, so it's huge.
Yeah. So I find it difficult. The cattle's not getting out of here. I mean, this is just too much of an obstacle for them to get through. The elk and the whitetail, they have no problems with this, man. They'll just jump over it. Yeah, there's no problem.
Maybe that's that they do it. They don't want to injure too much of these wildlife.
Could be. That's a good point. I should have asked him about that, but I didn't ask him.
Go back and ask.
Go. Yeah. Oh, I wish I'll tell you what. I wish. You have $70,000?
Not laying around. No.
Anyone have a spare 70 grand? I'll go back. All right, we're going to switch back to the.
Jet?
We're going to say again.
On a private jet.
That would probably raise it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so.
All right, we're moving on. These are my brothers fly fishing in that creek. Yeah, they were having a ball. However, it was very difficult for them to negotiate through the creek because all these rocks are like ice balls. Very slippery. You can't be walking around in here half stepping because you had to be real careful or you're going down for the
stuff on these rocks, right?
Say again?
It's sort of slimy. The algae on these rocks. I think it's always that way, right?
Yeah, but it's hard to see. It looks like they're pristine because it's not your typical stream where you see the algae, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so clear.
You can see a haze over these rocks that are covered with water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they caught a boatload of fish. My brothers are avid fly fishermen, especially this guy right here. He fishes for steelhead all the time up near Lake Erie. But those guys, they loved this. Besides the walking through it. I stayed on the sidelines. I enjoy watching them fish. I stayed on, and there were boulders everywhere. Obviously, it's Rock Creek. That's the name of the place. So, absolutely gorgeous. I seen a golden eagle, too. It was about 20 minutes before that. I tried to get my camera to catch them, and I couldn't. My fingerprint wouldn't let me in. I said, son of a... He flew right over top of the creek because what he's doing, right, he's looking for any unawares cutthroats. And you see them all the time diving down into the creek. So they got to be on their P's and Q's in here, or eagles are going to get them. Eagles everywhere out here, man. All right. We got some white-tailed deer. I think my daughter took this picture. Past the jack-legged fence. It'll pop up here in a second for you guys. So we got a doe and a couple fawns. I think one's behind her. I think they got a little salt lick out here. That was right outside the house. Just beautiful. Get closer. Stop clicking.
Yeah, I'm collecting some super chats for you because
oh,
people
okay.
have super chats.
All right, we'll get to them here. I think I'm getting near the end here.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I knew I put this one in here. Yeah, yeah. So this is, now I have to admit, I had some stomach issues. The reason being is the food was so rich, right? I wasn't used to that. So it took a little bit of time for my stomach to kind of acclimate, for the lack of a better term. I started going back because I could order whatever I wanted, at any time, anywhere, by the way. But in this specific case, we got Wagyu beef. We have chilies. We have bok choy. We have cantaloupe salad. We got mushrooms. This was unbelievable, folks. What
did you think of that Wagyu beef, John?
It was outstanding. There was nothing left on this plate. And you could always go, listen, there's another problem here. And we noticed it about halfway through the second day. It's called gluttony. Right? I noticed it right off. I said, listen, I got to slow this down. Right? But this was the last event. This was the night before that we had to leave, and it was a whiskey and water event. What they did was, or what they do, they have this guy from Kentucky, right? He's an old distiller from Kentucky, and what he did was he takes his whiskeys, he puts them on these covered wagons, and he sends them up into the hills, and he leaves them sit up there. So this was a whiskey and water social. You can see over here, this is part of the whiskey. I don't think I have a photo of that in here. I'll have to check it. And what he does is they leave this whiskey up in the hills, and this certain barrel was up there for 3 years. I'll tell you what, that whiskey came out smoother than a baby's bottom. It was absolutely delicious. Right? And he said in Kentucky that the weather's just always really warm there, especially where they store the barrels. He said the big difference here in Montana was that there's always a constant change of temperature. Like the temperature, it started getting a little chilly in the mornings, like 4 degrees below freezing. And then the high would get up to about 73. So, and it's a really, really dry climate, and it would cause the whiskey to come in and out of the wood in the barrel, as he explained it. And it takes on those flavors of the barrel much better here in Montana than down in Tennessee. So that's what he explained. It was absolutely.
Kentucky?
Say again?
Wasn't it Kentucky?
Yeah, he's from Kentucky. Yeah.
Oh, he's from Kentucky, but the barrel was not from Kentucky.
No. The barrel was from up here on the ranch.
Oh, yeah. They took it up there, right?
Yeah, he takes it up there and just leaves it there. And it's so dry and so cold, especially during the wintertime. There's such fluctuations in temperature. He said that the whiskeys that come out of there are just unbelievable. And this is what they called a whiskey and water social. It was the last big gig before we left. So it was just lovely. You know, bluegrass music, live bluegrass band. It was outstanding. I miss it already. Oh, and by the way, they had. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Where's the beef?
Hold on a second. We'll get to the beef in a second. Before this, the appetizer was oysters and caviar. Now, I never had caviar before. I never ate it in my life. I heard about it, obviously. And my sister, she is all about the caviar, and she just kept gushing about how good it is, right? And she would bring it over on a little pate mixed with other things and just, tossed with caviar. And she goes, I think you might want to try this. So I did. Let me tell you what. I loved it. Right? I went back there for seconds and thirds for the appetizers. Caviar is outstanding. However, I didn't go anywhere near those oysters.
You didn't do the oysters?
I didn't do the oysters, man. Just a bit too nasty looking for me. Now, back to the beef.
I always see these things as a challenge, John. I went to Trinity Islands a couple of years ago, and we had the platter there that had sea urchins, which is just like, I don't know.
Sea urchins, they used to stab me in the foot.
Yeah, basically the snot inside of them.
The snot inside of them.
It's what you eat. And but the taste is just unbelievable. If you get over the texture.
The texture,
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's very different. But yeah, I want to ask about that beef, like, because you've already pimped out, you've had caviar, which ain't cheap. Is that like Japanese Wagyu, or is that like you've had some?
No, it has to be, because he called it Wagyu. It has to be Japanese. I think they raise some of them on the ranch, treat them the same way.
Yeah, they have to massage them.
Yeah.
I've only ever had Italian Wagyu, which is, they massage it the same. You know what I mean? But every night the cows come in, don't they, and get a good rub down and then extra fat. Like, they're like treated like sumo wrestlers, aren't they? That's the point. They're fed and fed. So all that meat's got layers and layers of fat between it. So, yeah, it's tasty. It was too fatty for me, if I'm being honest.
As you can see here, it's not too fatty, though. This was just right.
Well, you'd have had the better stuff, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
By the sound of that place, mate. Genuinely, that.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I'm just looking at the picture still of the beef.
Yeah, you're on that beef, boy. Yeah, I can understand that. Another picture. I like this one. Gorgeous. Maybe I'll have to go track down that. I don't think I put the picture of the whiskey barrel in. I'm going to have to go snatch it up after. Just give me a minute after I'm done here. I think we're coming to the end.
What was he doing then? Putting a little threat of water in just to release the flavors, and then you were
where
pretending you were connoisseurs as the world goes blurry.
What are you on about?
The whiskey.
You're pretending
whiskey and water. Well, like you put a little. It's called a threat, isn't it? In the whiskey.
I didn't use any water, man.
It's called whiskey and water then?
Yeah, it's just called the Whiskey and Water Social. That doesn't mean I don't know what. I didn't use any water.
It was just neat whiskey.
It's just a name, man. There's no water in there.
There is a point. There is a point to doing that to whiskey.
Yeah, there is.
Because it is to concentrate. A little bit of water helps liberate and helps the aromatic
Yeah,
come
yeah.
away, so you taste it better.
Yes. All right, you good on that one? And that was our back porch, the view out the back porch. The hot tub was right over here.
Adam, does that make the whiskey more quaffable?
I often find that with whiskey, a mix is required to make it quaffable chocolate. I struggle with neat whiskey, even with a bit of water. I enjoy it with lemon and syrup, or making my homemade Baileys, which is just a bit of honey and a bit of double cream, and then shake it up with ice. Then it's really nice. But neat whiskey, I struggle with, John. To be honest with you,
This was mellow and smooth and had so many different flavors to it. It was heavenly.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Sat in that environment, I could have got into it. Do you know what I mean? Quarter of the way down the bottle, I'm sure I'd have been fine.
Yeah, I'm sure you would be. So this is the last. Yeah. I was thinking about you when I was sitting there. This is the last photo in this realm right here. This is me on the archery range, right? Guess what my target is?
Is it a picture of Steve McRae?
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's a cool bow, John.
Yeah.
That's not what I've shot with. They're like them reflex, the power bows, aren't they?
Yeah, they're compound bows. Yeah.
I've only ever shot with the old school Robin Hood bows. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
but
the long bows. They did have that choice.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Did you account for Coriolis using this thing?
I didn't account for Coriolis for anything on either a pistol or rifle ranges. Nothing. Neither did the guides. You know what? I was gonna say something, because they did have charts for the different targets and the different weapons, because we had like 6 different rifles. You know, anywhere from a 22 all through the AR platforms up to the 308. You know, it was just, take your choice, or just, we fired every single one of them, different targets, but, each have different ranges. So they had an adjustment that you had to make. They had all the figures in there on a laminated board. And as soon as I seen it, I was going to say something to him. And then I said, you know what? Let me just let it ride and not say anything.
Yeah, so I hear you, man. So let me just leave it alone. Let everybody enjoy their day.
Yeah,
Why start fucking up
exactly.
feelings in here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what was funny about, there's a little story behind this. Not this picture, but the whole archery. It was an archery course. You just didn't go one spot. They had different life-size targets, not paper targets. They were made out of composites, right? They had elk, bear. I even shot at a badger, for goodness sakes. But
what did you shoot a badger for?
It was not a real badger. It looked like a badger. It was a fake badger.
Is it an angry-looking badger?
It was little. He was a little pissed.
It was a butchered badger.
It was a butcher's badger. So, here's the story behind this. So we go to the range. I'm there with, my brothers, my sister, nephew, daughter, a couple family members, and they know, I'm retired military. They all know this stuff. But I've never fired a bow. I did when I was, I can't say I never did when I was like 16 or 17. I think I shot a couple times. I couldn't hit anything right. It was just, I wasn't into it. Not at that age. But it's so funny. My brothers are avid bow hunters. They've been doing it all their life, right? So they know this like the back of their hand. Me, you get up there and our bows are set up and they go, John, here's this one for you. I'm sitting there. I grab a hold of this thing. I'm sitting there. What the hell is this contraption? Trying to gather enough information, looking through it, trying to figure out, the mechanism and how I was going to go about this. And before we got on to the actual course, they had a little target like 20 meters away. They just wanted to get you within, at least you could hit the target, right? Before you moved on, just to familiarize you with it. And I got up there, I pulled it back, and we gave them our heights and weights before, and then they extrapolate that out to figure out, how much power to give, you know, how much tension it would take for you to pull it back, especially because we had women with us too. They were a little weaker. They adjusted them. So I got mine first. I got up to the line to fire, and I was holding it like not backwards, but like upside down and stuff. It was that fun. I could hear my brothers in the back snickering. Right? I said, all right. I marked that. I said, okay, you know, this is just I didn't say anything. I'm thinking, this is just my first time, man. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm going to try to figure it out the best that I can. So he gave me the arrow, and I pulled it back, and it was way too loose, right? I was like, pulled it right back. I said, this ain't. And then I was trying to aim at the target. It was shaking. I couldn't see through the front sights. It was a cluster screw. First arrow, I think I missed the entire target. It was low and stuff. I said, you got to tighten this up, man. So he put about good 4 turns on it, tightened her on up. It was a little better, but not that good. I think I hit the side of the target. I was getting a little better, then I got my wits about me, and I said, oh, okay, I got the sight post. I got all this ready. And then he put another 4 twists on it. He's giving me that look, like his eyebrows are up. He goes, we're getting up here now. And it was almost good, and then he put another 2 twists on it, and that was perfect. Right, so where I could pull it back, I felt some really good tension, and I was really stable with the bow then. And then, yeah, that was sweetness. So they're still snickering, right? So we get to the first target. I think it was was it a bear? I don't know what the heck it was. It was something. It was huge. We were about 40 yards away, right? And everyone took their shots at it, and I'll tell you what, there were some good shots. Even from some of the people, and obviously from my brothers who could, you know, they had no problems with it. But I started getting the hang of it, right? I started getting the hang of the sights and getting the feel for the bow. I'll tell you what, from the 3rd target to the 10th, there was no more snickering. I'll tell you that much. 80 on the 6th target, it was a bull moose. 80 yards. Nobody was hitting it right. I was just sitting in the background. And then the guide he wasn't getting frustrated, but he wanted somebody to hit. He goes, John, get up here. I come up, first shot, right? I said, where am I going to aim on this thing? And I said to myself, let me just go right where because it was pretty good shot, 80 yards. We're dealing with some distance, right? So I let her fly, aim at one of the antlers. I hit it right in the eye. In the eye. I'm not lying to you. I wouldn't do that. Right in the eye. First shot, 80 yards. There ain't no more snickering after that, folks. I love this. Archery, this stood out to me the most. It was my favorite thing that we did, that I did, most definitely. I loved it. Loved it.
Are these younger brothers or older brothers?
My brothers are younger than I am.
Oh, so after the shot, what happened to them? I'd have run round and go, you know what I mean? I'd have been.
Yeah, somebody else said that too, and you know what happened? I didn't say a word. It was just it was even better. It was an unspoken thing. I didn't bring up anything on the range after we were done with the range, after we were, you know, the evening, the next day, the whole trip. I didn't mention a single time, just that I thought the archery range was my favorite. Everyone knew that, by the way. I didn't have to say it.
I got a question for you. See, I can do archery, right? And I've only ever used a real gun, one shotgun. But I was bloody awful with the shotgun, right? Because you have to close your left eye. If you're right-handed, you need to close your left eye.
That's right.
And look through your right eye.
That's correct.
Right?
Yep.
Right. I can't do that. All I can do is close my right eye. I've tried.
Really?
Yeah. With archery, doesn't matter. You can just slightly adjust your head and keep your. So I can do archery, but shotgun, mate, I'm shocking. Archery, yeah, I do.
All right, that's all for the picks. I was gonna go get that whiskey pick.
Yeah, get it.
I'll go get it. Go ahead with I see the super chats down here.
I want to get a bottle of this whiskey. Genuinely, I want to get a bottle of this for me and the brother-in-law. I want to see what it is. So I'm gonna be tapping you up for that, mate.
It's a Jefferson. It's a Jefferson type. So all I know is I remember him saying it. Jefferson.
I'll require a link.
Yeah, I bet you would. Yeah, I'll have fun tracking that down. All right, let me see what I can do here. Let me see if I can find one of these. Go ahead, carry on. Betty, if you want to go over to Super Chats.
Now you want to go over to Super Chats.
I told you I'd get done here in a minute or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you.
Okay, you got 2 of them. You got Godzilla 37. He says, "Hey, Globetards, I just gave QE money." Smiley face.
Hey, Globetards. Why, they don't like that?
Well, I think they like you more talking about your Montana vacation than Flat Earth.
Well, yeah, it's a good time to do that every once in a while.
Yeah. And then Unitox Famous Sasha says, "Have a nice vacation. Have a nice vacation." My last conclusion, and then a emoji with a sunglasses on.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Oh, let me see where I'm at here. Don't want those.
Betty, you tell John really enjoyed this, and maybe next year deserves the same. How hard do people have to smash the super chat so he could do this again? How much was it? Was it? Did you say 70 grand? I heard.
Yeah, and that's without the private jet, huh?
Yeah, well, that's just ego flattering, isn't it?
No. Let's be clear about this. I didn't spend a dime. I don't have that kind of cash.
It doesn't matter. If you want to go to Montana, have that jet going.
We're trying to see how many super chats we need to get so you can go.
Oh, jeez, yeah, right. Have a GoFundMe to send me back up there. Okay, I'm in.
I suppose for the next couple of things, right?
All right, I got one. 1 second, and I'll get this one. Okay, hold on.
But if we do that, Adam, I think that we need more footage of John shooting that elk in the eye.
That's a bit like one of them fisherman's claims, isn't it?
Mm.
It was.
What do you mean more footage? Do we have any footage of that?
No. Yep, you don't.
Yeah, only pictures.
You only have my word on it.
It's only the pictures that is just as reliable as baller pictures, right?
I hate when people do that. Damn, Huey.
I'll go get my daughter.
I'll take you word. You dirty emotional blackmailer.
Witnesses, right? You need witnesses.
Yeah, I got 6, 7. I got 8 witnesses. No, 9. There were 2 guides on that range.
How many are you not related to?
1. Hold on. 1.
You can use the instructor, maybe.
3. Yep. Use the 2 instructors and the family friend that came with us.
We're down to 2 reliable witnesses, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
One that he didn't buy off, huh? Or threatened with a gun.
Couldn't buy off. That's so bad. All right, let's go.
The bit I don't believe is there wasn't any leverage with your brothers after a shot like that. I can believe the shot, but not to have used it at any point, I think is, especially once the whiskey kicked in. I think.
Sometimes that silence is an even better floating technique.
That's what I said.
Saying anything.
That's exactly right, Chuck. That's exactly what I did.
It is with the baller, but if I think about me and my sister, nah. If I'm giving bait like that, there's no way I'm not cranking that handle.
All right, there he is. That's Trey. I forget his last name. It might be Jefferson. And this is the wagon that was on. It was up in the hills up there. I'll show it to you in the next photo. Go ahead.
Isn't this a good example of the power of air pressure, how he's extracted that from a barrel?
Yep, he's got a little carburetor on that, and he puts his thumb over it, and then, boom, lets it go right into the glass, man. Yep. So, like I said, this covered wagon right here was up in the hills. And let's see. Oh, I have to go back one. So that's me and Trey. Just a wonderful pick with the keg, right? You see this hill right there? That's where that wagon was, on top of that hill right there. For 3 years. 3 years, baby.
What was you saying there with that? Were you saying the heat out there and that makes it vaporize, get into the barrel, then condense and drip out and stuff and that?
Yeah,
see, that's why.
It's the temperature fluctuations.
Mm.
Yeah, loved it, man.
Link required.
Link.
Prove that I take it. Yeah. Reference needed.
Need a link required for that one, huh?
Yeah.
Just want the caviar was right over in this area over here. It was just it's a once in a lifetime thing. I'm just at their feet, man. Because I could never do anything like that. Not financially squared away to do something like that. Never forget it. There you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm glad you had as good a time as it sounds like, mate. You know, and you hope for, because it looks idyllic. It looks absolutely beautiful.
Yes, sir.
And to do it with family is the best thing. As you grow older in life, there's nothing
When
better
did you
than
come back from this vacation?
I came back late Friday or early Saturday morning, about 1:30 Saturday morning. It seems
so this
that
was just this past week.
yeah, and I went for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It seems that the Denver airport, whenever there's thunderstorms in the area, they just close the whole thing down. That's how they play their game. If there's thunderstorms in the area, that means every flight that's on the ground headed to Denver, they're not headed there. They just stop. The flights that are in the air, they go somewhere else, but Denver, they just shut it all down. So we got on the plane once, then got off the plane in Montana, got on the plane again because there was some clearing, and then got off the plane again. That's the first time that ever happened to me, by the way. All the years that I was flying back and forth across the pond, never experienced that before, right? Then got on the plane the third time. So I think we were 4.5 hours late. Our connecting flights and stuff. Good thing that they shut it down because the connecting flights also were delayed, right? So that kind of worked out. But we just got back a little late. How about that? That's the end of the story.
Now, I know you didn't ask the pilot questions.
I did not.
But when you just say from Missouri to Montana, yeah? That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So east to west.
More northwest.
Okay. East to northwest, yeah.
Yeah.
Was one flight any quicker than the other?
I think, well, it's kind of hard to tell because we took 2 flights coming back and only 1 flight there. We flew right into Missoula on the private jet. So, and I think he was going a little bit slower. I don't know the speed of the commercial ones. I assumed the commercial ones were going a little bit faster. I'm just speculating though. But on the private jet, we were going 400, 420 somewhere. I think I looked up and I seen 420 at one point. Not much faster than that, though. Like I said, they had a digital readout with the distance and miles per hour and all that stuff. And I looked up and I seen 420 miles an hour. Do you have a point?
Private jet.
It seems slow for a private jet, that. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, private jet chocolate. You missed the first part of this, man. I didn't spend any money on this. My family, my sister, bless her heart, she's loaded. So she decided to do something with the family.
That's pretty awesome.
I didn't spend a dime, dude. I can't afford that stuff.
Did you not see the early pictures, Chocolate? There's John in the private jet, yeah, just throwing dollar bills around, mate.
Yeah, Red, that's a damn
all
lie.
to put in. All
Nah, I didn't see that.
oh, it's brilliant. You have to watch the replay.
I definitely will.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to have to wrap things up, though. I hate to leave. Show the pictures of the vacation and leave, but that's what it's going to have to be. Got to go pick up my glasses so I can see.
Hey, everybody, if you don't mind, I'd like to give a shout out. His show's going on right now, Flat Earth School. Mitchell from Australia. I know he's one of the gang. Check him out. He's over in Australia catching the sunrise. Quantum, I got to go. Man, that was a great show, man. To understand you're still on your vacation, if I heard right. So enjoy, brother.
I'm not still on that vacation, man.
Well, you know it's a good one when you want to stay, you know, or you want to go back. So
yeah,
that was awesome, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's get back up here on track. Betty, you still there?
Hardly.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Well, I don't think that we have to go down the list this time, right?
No, we don't. We'll just wrap up. Like I said, if you guys ever get a chance, head out on to Montana. You don't have to go to a luxury ranch or anything. Head on out there into the countryside, boy. It's good for the soul.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
So, what are we doing on Ballbusters next time?
Yeah, stay tuned. That's a good idea, Betty. Thank you very much. We got Ballbusters on Saturday at 2 p.m. U.S. Central, 8 p.m. England time. We're back on science again, right? We're going to go through science. It's going to be like molasses in the wintertime. We're just going to stay and we're going to camp out there. And we'll have an announcement there. We got new member of the Ballbusters coming up here, so we'll have that big announcement on there. Oh, you like that?
Oh, shit.
New members, huh?
New member. Official
new
member, yeah, on Saturday.
Well, maybe we should do a sort of a how do you call that? Sort of a oh, no, I forget the word. That you select some new people for Ballbusters, right? Because we lost some people on the way. And if people have good arguments or good things or good shows or whatever, then we check them out and see if they can go on Ballbusters too. Huh?
Well, I say you first must. Well, it depends if they're already skilled in the acumen, but if I would say you first must sit back and listen and learn, right, for a little while, catch back up on stuff you may have forgotten about.
Does that include yourself?
Oh yeah.
Last I heard, Betty, there weren't trials for these things.
Trials. It sounds so serious, doesn't it? Trials. It's like it can go either way, right? You can be on the team, or you could be incarcerated somewhere. It's all or nothing sort of thing, huh?
Yep.
All right, guys.
Let me shout out to Nathan's show because he has a show coming up, I think.
Go ahead.
And it's the Flat Earth Debate episode 1487, uncut and after show, and it's premiering right now, I think. So if people want to see Flat Earth again, then they need to go there instead of the vacation stuff. But I love this vacation, and I think that you needed one. Sometimes we just need to be human, right? People, like just normal people, being among family, which is very important.
I agree. I agree 100%. like I said, yep, it'll change you a bit.
Absolutely. Well, you guys in America have the most beautiful landscapes ever, because every place you go is different and has its own features, own speciality. It's a really great country.
Yeah, the UK just looks like it's going to rain all the time.
It does.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
hope
guys.
it's the
All right, guys. Let me wrap her on up. We can get back to business. I'm not going away. Ballbusters on Saturday, and we'll come back on Tuesday with I don't know just yet. We'll come back on there somewhere. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Like I said, if you ever get a chance, get on out of there, man. Get on out. Head on up to the mountains. You won't be sorry for it. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Hang in there. Out.